What I would say about the study abroad programme at Queen Mary is the fact that students would have the chance to study abroad in one of the most dynamic, multicultural hubs and capital cities in the world, but from the safety and security of a 24/7 secure self-contained campus, and that's quite unusual.
So it's a small campus, but everything that students need is on one site. So accommodation is on campus, all of the academic buildings, as well as the library and various food outlets, but with very easy access to London. So I think the campus is a huge selling point with accommodation right on site.
Queen Mary is very much a global university in a major global city, and having a global student population, over 44% of our full degree student population is international, creates so many benefits for students and staff in terms of experiencing other cultures, learning from each other, personal growth.
And I also think that when coming to Queen Mary, you'd have the chance to learn so much about a very different part of the world, a very different part of London. We are not in super central downtown London as such, but students would have the chance to meet with so many people from different parts of the world.
So I'm Bengali, and most of East End is Bengali, and back in Minnesota there's not a lot of Bengalis, so it's been so nice to be able to just walk down the street and just hear Bengali. That is something I've never been able to experience in my life, just because there's no Bengalis in Minnesota. So that's been really cool. So I think just that feeling I'm almost home, away from home, is just something East London can only do, and no other part of London can do.
It's a really interesting part of London because over the last couple of hundred years it's been the centre of London's immigration. So you have a real mix of people. It has a very international feel.
I chose London because I wanted to go to a place which was at the same time familiar, but at the same time unique or foreign to me. There's a lot of different things here. There's a large amount of cultural diversity, and that's a really unique thing about that.
At Queen Mary, we have a large study abroad program, so students from Minnesota who are joining us will be part of a larger program where we typically host around 300 to 400 US study abroad students each semester. We have a number of events, particularly at the very start, where we want students to get to know each other. So there's lots of events specifically for study abroad students, and then over the course of the semester we also run events for students as well. And these events are in addition to the events that the Students' Union run, which are for all Queen Mary students.
I really do think there's something here for everybody, whether it's from studying, living here, or joining any one of the 300 plus societies and clubs that we have on offer for them.
Some of the friends that I met here were actually in the various society groups. Yeah, they with similar tastes and similar favorite stuff. And I was able to find many people who had similar interests in me, and then made it easy for me to make friends. I feel that was a very great thing for me.
We really recommend that our study abroad students get involved with these kinds of activities. So if you have a special interest, either academic or a hobby, or you play a sport, you can definitely join one of our clubs or societies.
So by joining a society that perhaps they're already involved in, or if they're a great football player back home, they can join a sports club, they can meet like-minded people. But likewise, we have a lot of students who join something for the first time, so they might try their hand at something very British, so join the rugby club, for example, or try to enhance Queen Mary's ability on the basketball team, for example.
So I'm taking 3 classes here and then an internship, and so I'm taking Gender, Sexuality and Health, life course approach to sexual and reproductive health, and then I'm taking this history class too. It's kind of you walk around London and we look at different architecture, which I think is super cool. I've never been able to take a class like that. I've always been very STEM focused, so it was really nice to be able to walk around, explore London, but also learn the basics of architecture.
I am taking image processing and intro to multimedia, as well as a general marketing class. We look at the finer details on the marketing management process as well as the buyer behavior model.
Another huge benefit of coming to Queen Mary with regards to our academic program is it doesn't really matter what major or minor you're studying at home. We allow study abroad students to take classes, we call them modules here, in different Queen Mary schools. So typically students would study 4 classes, modules per semester, and you can pick and choose between our 14 Queen Mary schools to build a schedule that works for your University of Minnesota requirements.
I was actually able to shadow a couple of times at the Royal London Hospital. With the classes I had, I would be able to connect with the instructor, and then find opportunities.
So we very much welcome our students from our study abroad program, who we integrate into our full degree student population as much as possible, coming into Queen Mary, providing a value added element to the experience for themselves and our other students.
I think the type of student that we're looking for our program is we're looking for students who are curious, who are resilient, who are interested in the world around them. I think it's great if we can welcome students to our program who want more than a tourist experience or a holiday in London. They might want to learn more about the social fabric of the city, or to better learn how and why we are the way that we are here in the UK, or particularly in London, and particularly in the East End. So I think students who have a curiosity about the world around them, about the inequalities of the world, and who have an interest in social justice would fit in really well within our community here at Queen Mary.
Open-minded, explorative, as well as ready to learn, I suppose.
But I would also say that students who want a direct enroll option as well, enrolling at a British university, because you will be studying alongside students from all over the world who are studying their full degrees at Queen Mary. So it's very much a full immersion, full integration program where you're studying and living alongside our undergraduate students.
I was hesitant about wanting to go to study abroad in general, but if I were to be hesitant and not do it, I would regret the decision ever since, because I would be giving up on an opportunity such as this.
You need to study abroad, because I think this point of your life you're never gonna have back, being able to just study for 6 months or a year and have the most or least amount of strings attached. There's no other time in your life that you'll get this type of opportunity. Yes, later on in the road you can study or be abroad, but it's just not the same vibe and energy, because there's so many people here like you. It's so easy to make plans, explore the city, and see it in a student perspective that you can't just do later on in life. And so I would so recommend studying abroad, and I love London, so I definitely recommend London.